Hi. As you know, I've done a couple of videos talking about Bohemian Rhapsody from a group I'm very fond of. So I'm going to kind of still talk about that, but somehow link it to the DC stuff, okay? Back to the stuff you probably want to listen to more. I was watching a documentary on it because I'm getting right into it now. You know, my passion has been reignited because of this movie, and it always saddened me the fact that Queen didn't take off big in America. But according to this documentary, they were big in America around about 1980. But then they did a video called I Want to Break Free, where they just dressed up as women. You know, it's kind of sort of it was like a nod to the UK's soaps, you know, Coronation Street and stuff, but it was also a wee nod to, you know, women feeling trapped in their house and doing all the housework and stuff. That's what I got, but they added a bit of humour in it, and the group says it was the best one that they had while making a video. And Roger Taylor's legs, man, if he was a woman, wow, man, he was good as a woman. But and it was all kind of funny, and but see, back in the 1980s, there was more of a homophobic sort of society, you know, and especially with the AIDS thing that came out back then. But and this is it's a sort of salute to countries in the East compared to the West, because in the East they got the video, they loved it, and Canada loved it because they're sort of kind of half British as well, so they got the humour. Like Mike Myers, big fan, you know, who was also featured in the movie. They got it, and but I'd stop there. But and Axl Rose, who was one of the heaviest rock bands in the 80s, paid tribute to him. And he says his first album was Night at the Opera for Queen. And that's how he attributed his act to Queen. Anyway, drifting off the subject. So, but America never got the video. They first of all didn't get Queen because it's like four guys. Why call this rock group Queen? And what's these guys doing in women's clothes and stuff like that? So they never got the humour and stuff like that. Apart from the East, who you can consider, you know, kind of religious and everything else. So after that video came out, America sort of forgot about Queen. You know, and that sort of, as a fan, I feel empathy towards the band in that regard. But this is the thing, you can't, every country's different, especially when it comes to movies as well. Some countries may grab onto something and other countries not. Like, you know, you take BVS or take any movie and look how well it did in all the different countries. It's very hard to make a movie that's going to work. Like China or whatever, they can't have supernatural stuff or whatever. And you know, every country's so different. But for a country to snub the rest of the work just because they didn't get one part, it's a bit sad. Now, another thing was, when I was watching the movie, now there was two directors involved, Bryan Singer. Now Bryan Singer's not got a very good reputation behind the camera, bit of a diva, bit of a dick as well, according to reports. Not an easy guy to work with, you know, and so he was kind of shunted off the film and they brought in this British guy, actor, called Dexter Fletcher, who was in Bugsy Malone and Press Gang, some TV shows and whatnot, and some movies, and but when these, and I think Dexter Fletcher's new movie is about Elton John. But when these two directors, right, so you've got two different directors, two different ways of working. But here's the thing, you couldn't tell which was shot by each director, right? You couldn't tell. You couldn't tell which was shot by Dexter Fletcher or which was Bryan Singer's. Now, what does that say to you? Well, to me, that shows that there's a lot of directors out there that don't stand out when it comes to making movies, right? It was like the Pepsi challenge or whatever, right? If you were to watch a film, two films, and then guess which director did it, you know, majority of the time you'll have a very hard time trying to decipher. But there are directors out there that do have a very distinct feel. One, Tim Burton. You definitely know if it's a Tim Burton movie that you're watching. Another one is top of my head. Oh God, what do you call him? The director of Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. So you know who I'm talking about, Kill Bill, right? The director of those movies. And also, who else would I say is very distinctive? The guy that did The Sixth Sense, Charlemagne, right? And of course now we have Zack Snyder, right? So these directors really, for me, John Carpenter, right? You know when it's a John Carpenter film with the music and stuff, and you get a taste of that when you watch shows like Stranger Things. That's a big nod to his films, especially in season 1. But here we have Zack Snyder and Justice League, and you can tell straight away the YouTube is filled with videos showing or people's interpretations of what Zack Snyder shot compared to what Joss Whedon shot. And this is took the net by storm. You know, this is overtaking the net because people claim that's definitely Zack Snyder's work. That's definitely Joss Whedon's shot. Why? Because there's no way Zack Snyder would have filmed like that. So it really goes to show it. But again, because you're that director that has a style, it's not for everybody. You know, my partner, she's not big on Tim Burton because of his style. No, Edward Scissorhands and stuff like that. But when you talk about, I'm not going to get his name, and I'll probably get his name was probably going to hit me as soon as this video's done. But the director of Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, he's to play, you know, his all dialogue and everything, and swearing and everything else. So you get the gist. And now he's going to direct Star Trek. There was an episode of ER that was done that was directed by him, and you know that was his style. And again, that goes to show you, you know, so that combined with the music videos and the way a music video is shot may not be everybody's cup of tea, but that's not to say, you know, but they're an artist. You know, they are an artist showing it their kind of work out there. And I just hope one day people out there will just put their thoughts and pre-judgmental thoughts before going to see a film or going to see a band, and don't judge it just because they brought out a film or a song that wasn't for you, go and, you know, check out Queen Bohemian Rhapsody. Check out these directors that, you know, that you didn't, you know, they made, might have made 2 movies, and because it's directed by him, you're not going to see it. But that's the wrong attitude to take, because somewhere on the lines, these artists will make something that you will like. But again, we live in once people make up their minds about something, it's very hard to shift. So I hope now, with this Bohemian Rhapsody film coming out in the States, that people will reintroduce Queen into their lives. You know, rediscover Queen. Brian May did say in one of the videos I'll add to the end that they're even bigger now than you know, when they were the band, because people are now rediscovering it. And that's what's going to happen with BVS or Zack Snyder movies. You know, they are going to slowly rediscover these films and these songs in time, and they'll become more success. But let's not wait until somebody passes over or somebody whatever. Let's do it just now. You know, let's invest our time and spread our sort of, you know, our one-sided view of things, and try these great artists' vision. One vision. Just give me one vision. Thanks for listening.